What if the only memories you had of your mother came from stories told by strangers? What if you spent your entire childhood believing she was simply away, only to discover by accident that she had been murdered? Today's case is not just about an unsolved homicide. It's about a little boy who grew up without answers. It's about a beloved teacher whose life was stolen inside her home. And it's about a killer who has remained hidden for more than 4 decades. This is the heartbreaking story of Amparo Torres Arias.
Whispers rise in the dead of night, secrets buried in the fading light. The truth's a storm, it will not stay. It crashes through like Judgment Day. Chains will break where shadows lie. The southern wind, it's a battle cry. Sisters of the South, hear the call. We rise together, we stand tall. SOS, the truth will ignite. Justice burns, a beacon of light.
Hey guys, I'm Tiffany.
I'm Stephanie,
And we're
Sisters of the South.
back with another true crime story for you today. But before we get started, we just want to remind everyone to please hit that like button if you like our video. Subscribe for more true crime content every week. And if you hit that little notification bell, it will tell you when we're back with another story. And with all that being said, I will let Stephanie continue with the story.
So Amparo Torres Arias loved to twirl batons. And if anybody doesn't know what a baton is, it's usually the girl that stands in front of the band and she's holding a long, usually silver rod. And at each end, there's rubber ends to it. And they're usually white.
Yeah.
And you twirl it and you throw it up. And it's just a beautiful art. It really is.
I
So,
remember trying to do it as a kid.
Mhm.
And I'm not that coordinated. If my fingers wouldn't work right, and you have to get them just right.
yes.
It's always so cool.
I could twirl one, not really great, but forget about throwing it up and catching it because that was not happening. You have to be talented to do that. I'm not graceful.
No.
So that kind of ended that little career that I wanted. Over 40 years ago, the stage lights dimmed on Amparo's twirling. On June 11th, 1981, 29-year-old Amparo was found shot to death in her kitchen after a foul odor was linked to her apartment off of Southwest 88th Street in Miami, Florida. Police have yet to find her killer.
Wow.
So here we are again.
Yep.
On another case that is decades old, and someone has gotten away with murdering someone. I think it's so sad. So sad. Her son, Alejandro, or Alex Borrego, was only 2 years old when she was killed. He grew up with his grandmother in Canada. He found out Amparo was murdered when he was 12 by finding her death certificate on his grandmother's bed.
Aw.
He has always been told she was away for work.
That's so sad.
Right. I mean, he's thinking his mom's off working, and then he, as kids do, sometimes we get nosy and look through drawers or closets, or in this case, papers sitting on a bed. And he finds out in probably one of the most devastating ways to find anything out possible.
Oh, of course. I mean, it was going to be devastating anyway, but to know that it was hidden all those years.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wonder how they explain it. That's a lot of explaining.
A
You're
lot.
saying that someone's away from work and they didn't come back for that many years.
Mm-hmm. Well, and maybe he was used to the fact that his mother wasn't there, but then he has to gravel with, as a kid, you start thinking, "What they lied to me." So he's not only grieving now that his mother has passed, but
be angry.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's almost a teenager.
Yeah.
All of that changes, and he finds out his mom's been dead the whole time.
And then he's probably looking at his grandmother in a different light.
Just so sad.
Which as an adult now, I'm sure he probably understands it. But as a kid, you don't always understand reasons why an adult makes those decisions. So Amparo was a teacher in Colombia in South America, and she made it her passion. She loved her students and wanted to help the future generations grow in their learning. She loved watching them succeed in school and in their everyday lives. She loved her coworkers and truly lit up every room she walked into. And I think that's so special. And I always say anybody that teaches, it's a calling.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yes, it takes a specific type of personality and patience.
And I don't have
Me either. To be able to teach someone and make someone want to learn.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's so special. Alejandro says, every story I've heard about my mom, I have been told she was the kindest lady. She loved caring for others, and that's why she became a teacher. She always looked out for others and made sure they knew how important they were. What a tribute to his mother's memory.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? I mean, that's amazing. And it probably makes him want to know her even more.
Oh, of course.
For sure. So Alejandra goes on to say she never met a stranger. I've always been told she would meet you, and then 5 minutes later, she would make you feel a part of the family. And I think that's sweet too. And I'm sure that made all of her students feel very special.
Right.
And I think that is so great. So Amparo and Alex's father had separated before her murder, and he was ruled out as a suspect in the case. But Alex did not grow up with his father in his life. He only met his father about 20 years ago, which is kind of sad for him because he grew up with neither one of his parents.
Right.
Thank God for his grandmother, though.
Oh, yeah.
Right? What a gift and a blessing that
Still
was. Absolutely. So both his mother and his father ran in certain circles, which could have played into Amparo's death. And looking into this story, I'm not sure if it was Alejandro's father that brought these people into Amparo's life, or if it was, both of them were, had bad friends. Maybe she had some on her side and he had some on his.
Right.
I don't know if it was a mutual thing. But I'm kind of curious in that. But again, they're in Miami. So there's a lot of things to get into over there. I mean, we all know that, especially in certain cities,
Oh, yeah.
You're going to meet different people. Just because they're hanging out with them doesn't mean they're doing anything wrong. But obviously they were running around with questionable characters.
And it could still get you in trouble.
Absolutely, it can. So police found no signs of a forced entry into Amparo's apartment after the murder took place, and nothing was taken, such as jewelry or other valuables. Police believe that the killer was someone she knew. And
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Was
She let them in.
Yeah, I'm sure that it was someone that she trusted.
Mhm.
And that she knew, so especially with no forced entry. 40 years ago, a lot of people maybe didn't lock their doors, but she's in the city. So I don't know. I would be locking my doors. I'm sure she let them in more than likely.
That's what it sounds like.
So Alex hopes that now that the case is reopened with new technology, detectives may be able to find more information out about the murder and about his mother's killer. Since the murder happened when Alex was so young, Amparo's death has affected him deeply and differently than when other loved ones have passed. He struggles with keeping his mother's memory alive. He continues to search for a suspect for the murder through her case files and Facebook to find out more. And I think this is where social media can become a really great thing.
Oh, you can get anything out to anyone.
Mm-hmm. You can ask people to share it. Yes, it's amazing. That's actually how I found this story, was on Facebook. So I mean, you never know who's going to see it. I'm in Houston, Texas. I've never even been to Miami, Florida, but I also want to be able to share the information out there. So anybody can hear it, as well as on top of what this family is doing to locate her killer. It does, right? They've got stories and they have pictures out there. And I think that's very important. There's a good aspect to the internet and social media. There's also the bad side to that. But more than likely, it's going to be the good scenario in this situation. So Alejandro says growing up without her, he did not get to make memories with his mom. Most kids were able to celebrate so many things, including holidays, birthdays, school achievements, and much more. I just wish I could have had the chance to really know what she was like, Alex said. So Alex has created a great life for himself. He got married. He has kids. He says, I wish my mom were here to meet my kids and my wife. I know she would have loved them all so much, and she would have been the best grandmother, Alex said. I think that she'd have been so great at many things.
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
I know that feeling only because our mom didn't get to meet my husband and my kids.
Yes,
But at least I knew her, so I can tell them about her.
exactly.
You know, my kids feel like they know her even when she's not here.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the case for him. He's getting
Right.
memories from other people to share with his children.
Yes,
Great game.
it is. And
It makes me so sad.
it sounds like he's eager to share that. And
Yeah.
he wants to get closure for his mom because he doesn't want to. He has no memory really of his mom, but he doesn't want the dooming memory of what caused her to leave this earth.
Well, and that's all that's hanging over him
Yeah,
at this point. Right?
exactly.
Because it's been so many years. That's been his whole life.
Exactly.
Well, most of his life.
Most of his life. Yeah. So, I mean, again, he was 2. So if you have any memories, they're going to be vague to none. So
Well, and he doesn't even remember her dying. He just
No.
remembers her
Going to work.
She's going to.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right, guys, we are going to take a little break and tell you about our friends over at SoFly. SoFly. We're going to show you a little video. So here we go.
Here we go. Hey guys, I wanted to come to you today about SoFly. SoFly is a family-owned business here in the Houston, Texas area, and they specialize in embroidery and engraving. So what they'll do is take your favorite accessories, such as a cap, a hoodie, a purse, a jacket, and they will specialize it to your needs. They have an array of different colors, and if you want your logo or your name or maybe even your initials, they'll put that on there for you. Also, they do engraving on things such as leather patches and also on carving boards. They do our merchandise. We know that you'll be happy, so try them at least once. But just to give you some idea of how badass they are, we're going to show you a video. So here we go.
All right, guys, we hope you enjoyed that video. Go check them out. Let them know we sent you. If you buy something, please send us a picture. We'd love to see it. We will link their information in the description box.
Absolutely.
So let's get on with the story.
Check them out. We know you'll be happy.
That's right.
So let's just do a recap of this story. On Thursday, June 11th, 1981, a foul odor coming from an apartment on Southwest 88th Street in Miami, Florida, led to the discovery of the decomposing body of 29-year-old Amparo Torres Arias. She had been shot and killed by an unknown suspect or suspects in her home.
Right.
They don't know if it was 1 or 2 people.
Well, exactly.
They don't know.
Okay, so how do they know how long she was even there?
No, they don't say.
Okay.
Obviously, to my understanding, they don't know who the last person was that saw her.
Right,
So they didn't see anyone coming in and out. Now, I'm sure that there was someone who said, well, I spoke to her Friday, and maybe this was on a Monday or something. But as far as for sure how long she laid there, she had been there in the Miami heat.
Oh, yeah.
And we're in Texas. It probably only takes 2 to 3 days and you're going to smell it. So I'm pretty sure that it was within a few days, more than likely. According to the Miami-Dade Police Department, Amparo was known to keep herself, with the exception of several unidentified men that visited her apartment from time to time. Investigators stated that Amparo's apartment was well kept and fashionable, and indicators are that there was no sign of forced entry or ransacking of the home before, during, or after the attack. Now, police have not indicated any motive in the case, but there is a chance the murder is connected to Amparo's husband's involvement in criminal activity at the time. Now, reports indicate that 2 coffee cups were found at the scene, but it is unknown if they have been tested or retested for DNA. And I really pray I really do pray if they have not tested those coffee cups for DNA, that they still have them.
Right.
Right. Because
they can go back and test it.
Yeah. If they, if they protected it and preserved it, maybe they can send it out. I'm sure that Alejandro is on that, more than likely, but that is like the number one thing they need to do.
Absolutely.
Because I think that they could solve this crime very quickly if they would get that sent in. So Amparo had a 3-year-old son, Alex, who had gone to stay with his family in Canada just before her murder. Alex has no memory of his mother, but his love for her and his desire to find justice is evident as he shares his story with those willing to listen. So if you have any information on the unsolved murder of Amparo Torres Arias, please contact the Miami-Dade Police Department at 305-471-2350. Call Crime Stoppers if you have any information as well at 305-471-8477. So guys, if you know anything, if you're in Miami, Florida around this time and you were in that area on that street, maybe had an apartment, had a friend that lived down there, if you have any memories and you think you know something, please reach out to the investigators on this case or the police department. And you can always leave an anonymous tip. So do that. It could be the smallest minute piece of information that you don't think is important, but it is very important that could lead to justice for this family. So we encourage you to do that. So guys, please just leave a heart in the comment section in memory of Amparo. Also, give some love to Alejandro and his family. And let's pray that this case gets solved so we can lend some closure to the family that's much needed and has gone on for way too long.
Yeah.
But until the next time, guys, please remember to see the good and stay imperfectly perfect.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you. God bless.